If you're someone like me who loved watching Emily in Paris, but then the last season kind of left you feeling a little, dissatisfied, and you want more of it, and you want, to keep going because your taste buds are craving for more of Paris, and right now even Italy because of Marcello's entrance, I have some amazing book recommendations for you. Hi everyone, I'm Ashna Balasubramaniam and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a couple of book recommendations in case you just couldn't get enough of Paris, and now with Italy in the picture, we are also going to have a book recommendation that is based in Italy. Okay, so with this, without any further delay, let's start off with the video. So the very first book that I like to talk about is called Kisses and Croissants. This is by Anne Sophie. So in this book, 17-year-old Mia is the protagonist. So Mia has come all the way from US to Paris and she has enrolled in a ballet program for the summer. So she is an extremely passionate ballet dancer and she has grown up believing that ballet is in her blood because her grandma has always told her so. But her mom is not very supportive of this whole ballet thing. So once she comes to Paris, she is put in the same room as her rival Audrey. And not just that, when she goes to start off with the program, she wants to remain extremely focused on the program because potentially she could get a scholarship out of this program. And the instructor of this program, Master Dabrowski, is very strict. Okay, he cannot tolerate mistakes at all and there is no room for mistakes. So when she has so many responsibilities to be taken care of, in comes a really handsome character and his name is Louis. So he is based in Paris and all of a sudden he just becomes her tour guide when she is in need of a ballet dress. And Louis and Mia start hanging out together. They discover that they have feelings for each other, but Mia is very focused on ballet. Okay? But somehow a couple of complications arise, and not just with her ballet program but even with Louis. And things are not as they seem. So will Mia finally able to live up to her dreams, finally become the ballet dancer that she desired, and also during this time steal a croissant and a kiss from the most romantic city in the world, that is Paris. So while reading this book, I was feeling so joyful because I just could, I could live vicariously through Mia because, they had shown a lot of Paris, those tasty croissants and a lot of Paris cuisine. Like you also could see sights of Paris, obviously with the way how it was described in the books. And, you could kind of live vicariously through Mia because, Paris is one of the most romantic cities in the world and people believe that they can find love in that, right? So that is what you feel like when you read this book. Like it just feels like, a book filled with sunshine. Okay. And I felt like this book was amazing. And until 90% of the book, it was such a light-hearted read, such an amazing book. But then the last 10% is where I have a problem, okay? So when I recommend this book to you, I am referring to the first 90% of the book, okay? The last 10% of the book, there is a drastic twist to the whole vibe of the book. And I feel like it just killed my whole mood. I didn't like it. Though, a lot of things actually tried to, like the author tried to salvage a lot of things, but I just felt like the last 10% of it was a bummer. But the first 90% of it was so amazing. I don't know, I just absolutely loved reading it. So I would give this book, I would have probably given this book probably 4.5 stars or something, but then because of the last 10% of the book, I give it about 3.75 stars, rounded off to 4 stars. But I definitely recommend that you read this book because the first 90% of the book is something that, it's a joy that you shouldn't miss out on. So this is my first recommendation for you. If you think of Italy, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Gelato, right? So the second book is based in Italy and in specific is based in Tuscany. So this book is called Love and Gelato and it is written by Jenna Evans. Carolina, or Lina as she is called, is the protagonist of the story. So Carolina moves to Tuscany because it's her mom's dying wish to actually have Carolina live with her father, Howard. So she moves all the way to Tuscany, leaving her best friend behind, though they are still in touch through regular video calls, and she is meeting her father for the first time. She has never even known about her father for the last 16 years and now she is actually going to live with him. So she does not know if she made the right choice or not, and she also misses her best friend and her life back there. So once she moves into her dad's house, she discovers so many things waiting for her there in Tuscany. Okay, her mom lived there in Tuscany, and she discovers a journal of her mom's, and her mom actually wanted her to have it. So the very first line in her, the very first sentence, as soon as she opens the journal, it says, "I made the wrong choice." Okay, so this was written by Carolina's mom, and it was written when she was really young and she lived here. So Lena, as in when she reads it, she realizes that there are so many aspects to her mom that she never even realized that it actually existed. Her mom seems like a completely different person when she is reading the journal, and despite the fact that she is very different and she discovers other aspects to her mom, she also feels that her mom is now closer to her than ever, because she's actually reading her mom's deepest secrets. So in the process of living with her newfound dad, she also finds a few friends and two really handsome men, Thomas and Ren. And Ren also turns out to be her best friend, her newfound best friend. She also finds a group of friends to hang out with, and she is finding that life in Tuscany may not be so bad after all. Okay? And now it is not just that. She has to first understand why she was kept hidden from her dad for 16 years, and how did they actually meet, how did they actually fall in love, and what are the things that happened. So all she knows is that probably Carolina was conceived here in Tuscany, and she has to discover so much more to that. So I felt that this book was absolutely beautiful. It was it was a touching read, and it was so delightful too. It has happy aspects, and it also has a few really sentimental stuff in it, and I absolutely adored reading this book. So you'll find the bond between a dad and a daughter, and the kind of good man that Howard is. And not just that, there are so many things, right? There is so much more to a person than they actually let on. And I felt that about Lena's mom, because despite the fact that she went through a lot, she actually did the best for Lena, and it was such an amazing story. So I don't know, when I read this book, right, my heart just felt really I'm at a loss for words right now, but my heart just felt really full. So that is what I felt about this book, and I wholeheartedly rate this book a 4 stars. There were a few aspects missing. I feel that those could have been better, but let's say it's about 4.5 to about 4 stars. Okay, so I highly recommend that you read this book. It's a very beautiful book, and you also get to see Italy through the lens of the author. So yes, please do read this as well. Okay, so the last book recommendation that I have for you is set in France again, but this is in Provence. I felt that we need a little bit of a difference here. Okay, so with this, let's start off. It's a 2024 release, and I absolutely loved it. That's a spoiler there. But now let's go into the plot of the book. It's called The French Misconnection, and it was written by Vicky Hilton. So in this book, Iris Hawthorne, she actually moves into Provence to do a grape picking job. Okay, she goes in there with her best friend Chloe. So she and Chloe have always been close, and Iris Hawthorne, she does not really do that well financially. So the reason Iris actually took up a grape picking job is because she is being blackmailed by her ex. Her ex has her cat, and despite the fact that he is the one who cheated on Iris, he is now blackmailing Iris with the cat. So Iris has to pay him up and then get her cat. So this is the story here, and she is now here in Provence. Okay, so during her stay in Provence, one day it's really hot, and then she decides to just stealthily get into a swimming pool. So they are in a billionaire's house. Okay, it's very magnificent, and it's a huge mansion. So she is there, and she realizes that okay, right now nobody is looking at her. She can just steal a jump into the pool, because it's been really hot and it's been a tiring day. So she just removes her clothes, and then she just jumps into the pool. It so happens that the grumpy billionaire Luke, who owns the entire mansion, happens to see her. Okay, and she is now caught, and the billionaire is absolutely handsome, and she just can't take her eyes off him. Okay, and this guy is called Luke. Iris needs money to free her cat, and at the same time the billionaire Luke actually needs to get out of like a situation, so he wants Iris to pretend to be his fake fiancée. Okay, so Iris meets his grandmother, which turns out to be very hilarious. Like, their interactions are so funny, I just couldn't help laughing out loud. So that happens, and not just that, there are a series of ups and downs that go around. Okay, so it is in his father's, that is Luke's dying father's wish that he has to get married before he turns 30, otherwise the estate will be sold. And he does not want to lose that because his grandmom has a lot of memories tied to that. So to avoid all of that and to actually pretend that he is engaged and that he will get married in 6 months, to buy time so that he can fall in love, and then they fake date, and then they happen to meet his grandmom, and these are all the things that unfold. But of course, will we ever read a story if it is like so simple, everything goes on so smoothly? It won't be interesting, right? So there are a lot of complexities that arise, like the fear of being found out, the lingering end of the contract, and there are so many complexities that actually arise that makes it really funny, but also at the same time interesting. I also love the friendship between Iris and Chloe. So there was this one instance when Iris has to go with Luke, and she does not have a dress to wear. So in that particular instance, Chloe removes the drapes of the room, and then she tries to make a dress out of it, and Iris actually wears it. That was extremely funny, and I absolutely loved it. So this is one book that I highly recommend that you read it. It was hilarious. I mean, the whole vibe of the book was just amazing. So I would rate this book a 4 out of 5 stars, and you should definitely pick this book as well if you can't get enough of Emily in Paris. So with this, we're done with the video. Thank you so much for watching. It's been raining in Bangalore for the last 2 days, and I felt that this trench coat would be appropriate to ward off all the cold, but at the same time fit in with the Emily in Paris vibe. So yes, I don't know why I'm explaining my outfit details, but yes, this is how I planned this video. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, and also follow me on Goodreads and Insta so we can all stay connected. Thank you and stay blessed. Bye.